Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request from Murray. Murray wanted me to look at. He previously had me look at Primeval, which is a British TV show, that had a couple seasons. Episode 1, and then he wanted me to look into episode 2, 3, and 4. Before I go on, for anyone that wants to request any type of videos, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough, movie reviews, re-reviews, tier list rankings, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box. I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. Now, for those who don't know, Primeval, you pretty much have a couple characters. You have the leader, Nick. You have his buddy, kind of his sidekick, Steven. You have this kind of nerdy guy named Connor. And then you have this reptile lady called Abby. And the first episode, you find out there's these anomalies going about, which are these doorways to back in the day of the dinosaur realm, dinosaur world, dinosaur time. So these cracks, these doorways open. And this is a team that's there now to predict and try to contain whatever comes out into our time, our world. And so far with these 4 episodes, the first one and these next 3, it's pretty much here's a new threat, and how do we stop it or contain it? So in episode 1, it was more with these dinosaurs. Episode 2, it's these kind of ancient spiders, and then ultimately this type of giant centipede. Episode 3 is this aquatic reptile, not quite a crocodile, not quite an alligator, but a bit bigger than both. Episode 4, it's the Dodos, which are kind of these cute looking green like dodos, but some of them have parasites. If you get bit by one of these parasites, you'll go rabid, feral eventually, and what they have to do is find and stop the people affected before there's a pandemic. And this was, what, 2007 or so when this show came out, so there you go. Now, as a show, it's interesting to see them take on like these old extinct creatures. Like the idea of having the dodos in there and how it's in, is that the fact that they're not the threat, it's the parasite within them that's the threat. I thought, it's kind of interesting to see. I think like at the end of each episode they tell you what the next one is. So like the next one's like a pterodactyl. I'm assuming things would have to change up because I don't know if that would get tiring after a while. Here's another creature, another creature. I don't know. I would say, though, that this just isn't my kind of show. I do, like I said, I find that interesting to see what this creature will be there. But first off, they don't have the budget to do anything practical. Like, they do nothing practical on the show. And so you see this CGI as not great CGI. This feels like something that would be on the Sci-Fi Channel. Like the Sci-Fi Channel movie level CGI. You would say, okay, I get it. It's a TV show. I get it. But like X-Files didn't every week have this crappy looking CGI monster that Mulder and Scully had to fight. Otherwise, I don't know if I would like it as much. And plus, I thought they also had more interesting characters. I'm not interested in the characters in the show. Maybe they are for other people, but for me, like Nick, I didn't care about Nick. Okay, to be fair, like the actor's not bad. I don't mind the actor who plays Nick. But like the character, he's just, okay, he's the leader. And mostly to do with this whole thing with his wife. And to be honest, I don't give a shit about what's going on with his wife. His wife was supposed to be dead, but she's not dead. And throughout these 3 episodes, in episode 2, his buddy The lead guy kind of, hey, come over here, creature. You guys get out. His buddy Steven comes back because I don't want to abandon him. He gets bit. When you get bit, you have these kind of like a poison. And he saw the guy's wife there. Episode 3, the others know that the wife is alive, so go through this realm and talk to her. He does, and the wife says pretty much, fuck humanity, leave and come with me. Is I could not do that? And she's like, you're going to abandon me? Like, you're going to say no to me? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, lady, I don't give a fuck. I don't know who you are, like, because I don't really know much about you guys. I don't know much about your characters. I don't know how you two were before this. I don't care. I don't care. Like, why should I care, man? Why should why should I give a shit? I don't give a shit. I'm sorry, I'm just looking through because I have notes here so I don't forget shit. Although I'm sure I still will. But like this wife stuff is and then like episode 4 is like they capture her. She hasn't really given much concrete answers. And she says something's coming. And she escapes. And when she escapes, that's when the Dodos come in. They gotta deal with the thing with the Dodos. And I'm sitting there going, if you're a fan of the show, you tell me, do you really care about this whole thing with the wife that disappeared? I'm like, I don't know who the fuck she is, because she was disappeared before the show, before the show started. Then when we see her, she just seems like an unlikable twat that wants to say fuck humanity. I'm like, well, fuck you, bitch. Leave. Goodbye. And that's like his whole like character, and I just don't find that interesting. Steven, he's kind of like usually the man of action. So like he's a guy that tries to help the lead guy, but then he gets bit and poisoned, so they gotta find the centipede creature to get enough of this toxin to make an antidote for the guy. I don't remember much what happens with him. Connor, he's the nerdy guy, and he's got nerdy friends, and I don't know, like some of the dialogue, in episode 2, there's these guys that say, that's the saddest thing I've seen since Matrix Revolutions. And I'm like, you know what? Number one, I like Matrix Revolutions. I liked all 3 Matrix films. I don't like the 4th one, but I liked all 3. And you know what? I liked it better than your show. So how about them apples? Fuck you. I like Matrix Revolutions better than your show. I said it and I'll repeat it. So that's just the way I look at it. Just my opinion. And like, okay, let me go through it. Like episode 2, there's a CGI bug on the subway train. I don't think the CGI looks that good at all. It really bothers me. It really is glaringly obvious and distracting. It's just distracting to me. I can't help it. It bites someone on the subway train. They later die. They find out that there's this poison, and there's these like spiders. A team goes to the tunnel, the subway tunnel. Before that, 1 or 2 subway workers get killed, poisoned, I should say. They find the spiders in the tunnel. They find out there's a lot of them. They're trying to get them through the portal, the anomaly, and then there's this centipede. Giant centipede. The lead guy becomes a distraction to get the others out. He's trapped there. He then enters this haze where he thinks he sees his wife, and I guess he does see his wife. While his buddy Steven goes down, is like, I can't leave him down here. He has his little flamethrower thing, but the anomaly sucks it in, takes it, so he gets bit. He sees the wife, who does nothing to help the guy, so fuck her. She's a bitch. Then the lead guy finds him, takes him, realizes he's been poisoned, and again, we gotta find this thing to get the antidote. They find the creature with the help of that nerdy guy, Connor. Those two and one of the SWAT team, like soul, whatever the hell he is. The lead guy gets the creature to bite here, and we find out later he's got a bag. So I'm like, okay, the creature bites here. Thank God it didn't enter through the bag and break the bag and enter your skin. How do you know how far it goes in? How do you know it would hit the bag in the first place? How do you know it would get the stuff and not leak all over and then you have nothing? Because when it pulls out, you think there'd be some holes. Because if whatever entered the bag and did it, left the toxin, when it comes out, those holes, when they leak the shit out, no, he just goes, I got it. I got the bag. Then to kill the creature, Connor has a stool. It grabs the stool, it freaks out, and it accidentally electrocutes itself. I'm like, okay, I guess that's how it works. And they able to get the thing, come up with the antidote, and save the guy. The Steven guy. Episode 3, there's this aquatic reptile that comes up and swallows a diver. This girl gets blamed for it, and they go, well, we can't let her take it because we know it wasn't her. Well, we'll have to take care of it later. The anomaly, they find out the anomalies can move, the portals can move, so at one point it's in this basement of this woman. Eventually they go in, and we want you to get in contact with your wife, and that's where she goes, just leave and come with me. Pretty much the guy has to get out of there. The creature's chasing him, but a bigger creature eats it. He lets go of his stuff. They realize it's been too long. They pull him in. He almost drowned, but he's alive. When they get out, they're relaxed, trying to relax. Guns are pulled on them. And it's because we don't want you to move. We found that wife and arrested her. Just so that in episode 4, she's been interrogated. She doesn't give a whole lot of answers. She just says, she makes it as if saber-tooth tigers are coming. Meanwhile, that nerdy guy Connor is staying at the reptile lady Abby. Oh yeah, in the first episode there's this little flying reptile creature, lizard, which you thought left at the end of episode 1, but has come back and is staying with her and she's keeping it quiet. But other than that, that creature has nothing to do in these episodes. I'm guessing kept there because eventually they'll use him again, I guess. And I'm sitting there going, I would assume that's it. They'll eventually use that creature again sometime. Which again, I mean, the CGI may not bother other people, but it just bothers me with just how fucking bad it is. It's just distracting. Now, again, how do I put it? Some of the designs, like the designs of the dodos are cute. That's episode 4. Where they have a false alarm, they think something's here, but instead it's a python coming out of a toilet, which is still pretty scary to me. Eventually, they find an anomaly. They're worried it's going to be a saber-tooth tiger, but it's these dodos who kind of goof off and bounce off stuff, trying to be cute. And yeah, I like the designs. Wish something was done proper. There's like one practical where they find one of them dead, and then, oh, what happened? So it's like a practical dead dodo, and they're ready to do an autopsy on it, and they find out that there's a parasite, and it jumps out. Well, 2 of Connor's friends, also nerds, they followed him. They find a dodo. They take him, I guess, to get some money or something. Eventually, the Dodo bites the guy, one of them, and then he starts turning, and he needs to go to the hospital, and he bites one of the doctors, and then the team has to go stop it before a pandemic happens. Eventually, the reptile lady Abby's able to find the guy. The guy chases her, almost bites her. They save her in time. They have guns on him. Connor's trying to talk with him, but eventually the guy dies anyway. And then it's over. I'm like, good. The characters, I don't find that intriguing. I don't find their discussions that funny or that fascinating. So the characters are just kind of bland to me. They're fairly boring to me. I think they lack, like the nerdy guys, like whatever. The other people, like I said, I don't give a shit about them. I'm like, they all just come off kind of bland. The whole stuff with the wife, I don't give a shit. She seems like a bitch. Divorce the bitch. Don't let her take half. The creatures, is that okay? You can see why, like in the first, like X-Files, it started off with, okay, you have these one-shots, but then you have this overarching story, which was interesting at the start, with the whole conspiracy and aliens and the government, and what happened to Mulder's sister. Sadly, they went overcomplicated later on, but at the start, it was interesting. Here, it's only the wife. I'm assuming eventually you find out what's going on with the wife more so, but he is like, whatever, fuck the bitch. Fuck her. I don't care. I don't care. Dare remind you. There's not much action. It's a TV show, so you're not going to see a lot of blood, guts, gore, or anything. The CG, like, there's like no practical effects in any of this stuff. And the CGI, maybe like with British shows, like it's even cheaper over there to do effects, or they maybe have cheaper budgets. But goddamn, like, other than if you're intrigued, if you have intrigue with how creatures were back to the day, and you're wondering what kind of new creature they'll have next on the next episode, none of these did much for me. The Dodos, the CGI, but the designs were cute. But yeah, the characters, I don't think the acting is bad. I don't. I think the acting is fine. The guy who plays the lead, Nick, he does a fine enough job. The others, like, they're okay. But the characters I just find rather boring to watch. It's just really boring to watch. I mean, the only characteristics I got in episode 2, 3, and 4 was this Abby girl thought Steven had a girlfriend, but well, Abby didn't think he had a girlfriend. She wanted to get with him, but Steven admits, I have a girlfriend, then she's a bit pissy with him. Connor needs a place to stay, and so Abby lets him stay there. And Connor's like, I'll tell people about your lizard if you don't let me. And then the lead guy with his wife. That's really it. It's okay, that just wasn't enough for me. Was not enough for me. So, it's cool, Murray, if you like the show, teach their own. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, just didn't do much for me. Wasn't my cup of tea. Wasn't my... And, I mean, I love, like, Coach at the Night Stalker, I love that show. I liked X-Files, especially the early... I love Millennium. Has nothing to do with this, but... even, some bits of Sliders I didn't mind. Because it wasn't just a constant array of crappy CGI effects. Of here's this creature, here's this creature. It's like, CGI creatures just don't, for the most part, don't have charm to me. I'm like, okay, whatever. Now the movie has to be effective in other rounds, like Deep Rising has a lot of CG creatures, but I think that CGI is better than this because that's an actual full, big budget motion picture. But it has interesting. Like I like Tree Williams, I like Kevin J. O'Connor, I like Famke Johnson, I like the Mercenaries, and especially the guy who was Kano in Mortal Kombat, the '90s movie. It has personality and has humor and some action, excitement. Has some practical action set pieces that really get your adrenaline pumping. I know that's not fair to compare because that's a movie. This is a much cheaper TV show. There's not really, I mean, even like, okay, the scene in the tunnel, X-Files I thought did that better, where with Robert Patrick and he's got to lead this team into the tunnels, the subway tunnels, and then there's this glow thing, like this algae, and if it gets with touch with something else, will cause like this electric charge that will burn the fuck out of you. And then like who to trust and what is making this thing go from just being on your face to burning you up, and trying to figure out how that works. And Robert Patrick's performance and his character dotted. Always loved his character. He is what makes those later X-Files seasons watchable. If it wasn't Robert Patrick, I don't know, but he makes a lot of that watchable because he's really good. But that's what I mean, like that one. I thought the way it looked, the way it was shot, the tunnels had a bit more atmosphere to them. This, didn't do much for me. So apologies to Murray, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.